in litigation. Last year there was an injunction filed that prevented any further restoration while litigation went through. But there has been a temporary restraining order against the county on development of that project. I guess the catalyst that brought some of the people in the community together was that it is a sacred place. La'aloa, literally translated into English, means extremely sacred. And there is a fishing ahu and a heiau there that is a site of a burial site, actually. So there are iwi bones there, and the county had kind of circumvented some of the preservation code sections that all of Hawaii has in, especially Big Island here. Any amount of construction anywhere on this island does require not only a cultural practitioner, but the stoppage of any construction if anything archaeological is found. They went and built this parking lot without doing any of that, and that was the catalyst in saving La'aloa, because the parking lot right now covers half of the heiau. So over the last year, it has overgrown. There was restoration efforts going on for the last 5 years, and unfortunately people in the community were just not able to do that. However, we got together. I'm going to go ahead and try to share my screen here so you can see what we've done.
Okay.
Let's do this correctly first and foremost. Where are we? There we are. So this is the fishing ahu. There's supposed to be proper borders around this to save this particular spot. This was for our hanalawai'a, or our fishermen, to get their offerings and blessings from Lono and Kanaloa. This was the beginning of our day. We cleared this particular spot out because where this pile of rocks is right in the center there, that's covering up what it was considered a piko by the local kahu that lived in the area, because for safety reasons it was filled in with rocks. But that piko was considered to be a source of vortices, so to speak, of energies and uhane. This is the person that brought me in. This wonderful lady comes from Chicago, moved to Hawaii, and she is on board with every restoration project we have for our wahipana. And her name is Calikimaka Lingal, and I love her to pieces. This is the actual heiau where that is the site of the burial. And you see how it is, we can't even see it. But at this point, we started to really tackle it. And by the end of the day, it had changed. Oh, wait, that's me. You don't want to see me. And that is our end day. At the end of the day, that heiau could be seen. And so I was really very proud that I was asked to come on board and help. Of course, some of these places are a really good place for educating on the culture. And it's not just the culture by way of what is entertaining, but having people understand that Hawaii was a nation for a good 1,500 years prior to Captain James Cook ever landing in Calikimaka Bay. Yeah? And that history still lives, breathes, and is very integral for the Hawaiian future. So I was really proud and happy that I got to join in. There were some people that stopped by. I was really shocked because they were visiting from Connecticut, I believe. And they came to stop and help us for a bit. And I was honored by that.
Wow. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Hey, I've got a question. Pualilia. So you said that it has a piko. Other than a belly button, what do I need to know about what a piko is when it comes to a heiau? What does it represent? Like the center or what?
Yeah. Well, a piko, even though, everybody says, oh, it's a belly button. Well, it's true, but the term was used as a place of connection to the spiritual world, because that is where you were attached to your mother. You came out of her from a different world. So that was your connection. In the Hawaiian belief, they believe you actually have more than just one piko, your belly button. When you're born, you know how baby have the soft spot in your head? That's a piko. That's a part of connection to the higher realms. And then also there's another piko that we won't talk about because this is a family show. But a piko is considered that portal, the portal to a different realm.
Okay.
And it has been synonymous with a belly button, but that's its underlying meaning, is that it is a portal between our different realms, between, as far as spirituality goes.
Okay. All right. So what's next for La'aloa? I mean, what is the ultimate goal for, you cleaning it up, you're helping restore it, for what purpose? What is the direction?
Our main purpose is to keep our wahipana, our sacred places, intact, free from development. And right there at La'aloa, we want to have a little bit of an educational center, because it was a place where the gentlemen who would compete within the Makahiki Games would meet. And it's right at the end of the Holua Loa slides, which, Holua was a very exciting event back in the day, with those long sleds and all. It was very dangerous. It was kind of, almost like our chariot races. So we really wanted to have an informational, educational center, and to prevent further development of not just that particular place, but all of the other wahipana that exist on the Kona Coast.
Mm-hmm. So for if any of our listeners or have family members or friends that do live in the Kailua Kona area, and they are interested in helping, either financially or lending their hands to working this area, how can they get in touch with anyone?
Right now, we don't have a whole lot of presence as far as a website or anything like that. Right at this moment, we do have a Facebook page set up. It's La'aloa, White Sands Beach, and it has a lot of information, not only with regards to the history of the place, but as far as the history of the litigation that's been going on right now. And every week that we do have a meetup cleanup, we'll be posting events.
Okay.
We do hope that it is going to grow into something much larger, but for a little while, it was just kind of a crew of people getting together because they wanted to malama the aina, yeah.
Wow, that's kind of exciting. It's kind of exciting to watch it come from kind of a wilderness, untouched area. I think you were mentioning you also had to evict some people that were camping.
We have some people that like to camp there perpetually.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that wasn't so much fun.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, thanks for sharing that, Pualilia. For our listeners that have just joined us, we're talking about La'aloa Heiau, that is in Kailua Kona near Magic Sands. And there's a group of volunteers and folks that are involved in doing a cleanup and helping toward a restoration of this area. It's been under dispute for a number of years, right, with the state and
actually the county mostly.
The county, okay.
Yeah. That's okay. 20 years, and it's still there. So that to me is a ray of sunshine, right? Really.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Pualilia. Really interesting, and keep us updated on what's going on there. That's fascinating to me. Our connection with our kupuna, with our history, right there at that heiau and La'aloa. Nice.
Awesome.
Well, there's things that are happening all the time here in Southern California that are connected to our community, and we have one of our SIN Krew that has her fingers on the pulse. She's got her She's got her hip to the hula. She's got her ami. She's got her uehi slide.
Yes.
Slide.
And my kaholo slide, yeah.
Slide. And Marie Clarke, share with us some of the things that are happening August, September. You know, it's a busy summer.
Man, it's always busy. Always. There's always
Yeah.
something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I mean, there's just so many things, but I'll pull out some highlights. We have the 25-year celebration of Hula Mau, and Pualilia can speak on this. It's Southern California's Hula and Chant competition, August 30th through September 1st at the Long Beach Performing Arts Center in Long Beach, California. So I know a lot of people are looking forward to this. It's an amazing organization. Now Mama presents at Hula Mau 25 years. And I know there's workshops, there's going to be vendors, and I'm sure Sandwich Island Network's going to be there, right?
Absolutely.
We're going to be there, Uncle?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that is August 30th through September 1st. Then we have Kumaka'i with Kumu Sissy and her family in Vegas, Samstown, Vegas. That is August 9th and 10th. It's going to be, I think, 7 years, right? For
This is
Kumaka'i.
year number 7 for Kumakahi.
It is.
Wow.
We've been associated with Kumakahi from day one, and so it's been wonderful, right? Pualilia, Uncle Dan. We were there at the very first one, and we've seen it grow. It's truly amazing. We did an interview with Kumu Sisi Ka'io and her daughter Kumu Annette Ka'io.
Yep.
Only recently, and it's up on our Facebook page. So any of our listeners would like to see that interview. Really, really, really nice. And so we're looking forward to seeing everyone at Samstown. And that runs, August 9th?
9th and 10th.
9th and 10th as well.
In Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas. If you need more information, you can check out their website or their Facebook page. I think there's over 20 halal, or exactly 20 halal competing.
There's 20 this year.
Wow.
Side note.
Yeah.
Side note. Somebody is going to be competing in the ukulele competition with Kamaki Kiabe.
Who's that? Who's
Somebody
that?
we may know.
Who that?
Oh my
God!
Okay, I want to check that out.
It was a last minute decision, just very recently, literally like 2 days ago. This
Oh my
came to
gosh.
fruition.
Sweet.
So,
And I'm told Uncle Dan, every year Uncle Dan, and God bless him, every year Uncle Dan does sign up for the hula competition. He is in a halal all by himself.
You're Kumu and Hamana, huh?
Yes.
In prison, that's how it works, Kamaka. They don't want the inmates actually doing a hula with anybody else at the same time. They find that that's it doesn't work for the institution. So Dan does it by himself.
Yes.
Perfectly okay.
And every year, he anxiously waits out by the mailbox, right, Dan? Waits for that acceptance letter, and it never comes. But we want to just say how.
Dear.
Yes.
Aww.
Thank you. Dan.
Maybe it's because my halal is called halava halal. I don't know.
Yes.
You hang in there, Uncle Dan.
you go out with your halava specials. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I have a question for Pua.
Yes.
Pua, are you playing the ukulele too?
I am.
Oh, okay.
I'm also going to be dancing.
All right.
Yay! I can't
Thank
wait.
you.
I can't
At
get
the same time? Just kidding.
No, I can't do that. I've done it.
Oh, what?
This is my ukulele.
Yes.
She's ready to go right now.
It's purple. I was practicing before we got on this video
Ooh.
call
Yeah.
because everybody's been practicing for the last 6 months. And
Yes.
I've just found out 2 days ago.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
you got your own personal cheering section right here, Paul.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be cheering you on.
Yay.
I can't wait. Kumukahi is always one of my most favorite times of year.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Then I believe NTT and her halal have their Hawai'i also. That's in September 7th, in La Mirada. And if you want tickets, pre-sale tickets are $25. At the door is $35. She doesn't have any information on her website, but you can reach out to her on her Facebook page. So that is Halau Hula O Ka'anio Hio Kala.
Very
That's
good.
Auntie T and Uncle Russell and their Hamana. Halikipa is very busy this year. In August, we have August 24th, we have Kailua Moon is coming back to SoCal.
Yay.
Nani and Danny on the 24th. Our very own Kimo Williams.
I was gonna say I heard somebody's at Halikipa.
On the
Kimo Williams?
14th. Yeah,
Who's that?
Kimo Williams.
Kimo Williams.
Yeah.
Williams. Who the guy?
Who that?
Who the hell that guy?
Guy.
Who that?
Yeah, he's on
Yeah,
September 14th.
that's the guy who owed me money.
Oh,
Who that guy?
You know that guy?
The guy, the guy.
Kimo,
The other guy.
Kimo, while we got you cornered over there, this is gonna be like your third performance there at Halikipa, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. You know what? Halikipa is a great place to play. It's a house concert. And playing Hawaiian music in a backyard with, you know, sunset and the breeze and everything going, it's like that's where it's at. So of all the places that I get to play, that's one of the ones that I'm really looking forward to. And it is late enough in the afternoon. I think it's going to be nice and cool.
Yep,
There's
6 p.m.
YOB, there's food. It's small enough that you can sit really close, big enough that you know, doesn't seem like it's a living room, but it's a great venue for Hawaiian music. Look forward to it and hope everybody can come out.
It's a real throwback backyard, right? I mean, you know, they got little dogs barking in the background. If you listen carefully, you'll even hear chickens like, you know.
Welcome to Hawaii.
It's like
Here we are.
it's like Auntie's house in Nanakuli, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a great place.
Do you have to bring your own chair for that event, or do they have chairs?
They have chairs. It's actually, yeah. But you can bring your own pillow if you want.
Oh, okay.
Just to make it feel that much more comfy.
Just a side note, this is one of the things that I learned about Halikipa. Actually, that was the first time I met Kimo. We were both attending a concert at Halikipa.
Ah.
Especially in the month of September, that's the end of their season. Sometimes, even though it's really hot in the daytime, at the end of the night, it gets a little bit chilly. So bring a little blanket or a jacket or something.
Good point.
And your pillow.
Yep.
You can take a nap with the dogs.
If you get cold, you can grab one of the chickens too, because I hear they keep you nice and warm. Not if you squeeze in tight.
Don't squeeze too tight. They might drop some eggs.
Oh,
Maybe.
golden eggs?
You know, just real quick, because I was talking with Nani Edgar of Kailua Moon, and they actually have 3 concerts appearances while they're here in August. So just real quickly, aside from the August 24th at Halikipa that Marie talked about, they're going to be actually on the 23rd. They are going to be in Long Beach, and there's going to be more information on their Facebook page. So August 23rd, they're going to be in Long Beach, 24th at Halikipa, and then the 25th, they're going to be in Ventura at Anakapa Ukulele. So
Nice.
those are those great folks out there in Ventura, and you can go to Anakapa ukulele.com for tickets and information for August 25th for Kailua Moon. Our good friends Danny Carvalho and
Oh, yeah.
Nani
If
Edgar.
I could add something.
They just got
Okay, so
engaged.
Yeah, they just got engaged.
yes,
I didn't mean to do this, but they did get engaged.
They're affianced. They're affianced.
They are avians. Speaking of which, you guys, next week I'm editing right now their video. I did an interview with them, a podcast interview, all the way from Hawaii and here. So that video will be dropping next Monday. So
Yay.
be on the lookout for that. Yeah.
so right now on this week, should I say, at mele.com, which is, Hawaii's premier place to get Hawaiian music via CD and all of that. This week, Kailua Moon's album is number 3 on the chart.
Ah,
And this is its 3rd week at number 3.
Sweet.
So they
Awesome.
are doing
Nice.
amazing, and it's so good to see them working together. Because Danny's had a couple of CDs out before, and seeing them grow. Because I feel like they're like my babies. We
Yes,
knew them
totally.
as teenagers.
Totally.
And here they are, so grown up. And
Oh,
so very proud of them. I'm excited to see your podcast, Danny.
Oh, yay. It's a really lovely video. So, yeah, awesome.
Great.
It's going to be awesome.
What else you got on your roster over there, Marie?
We have a few more dates for Halikipa on the 7th of September. Stephen Espinola.
Nice.
And then on the 22nd is Patrick Landeza.
Oh, our friend Patrick.
Mm-hmm. And his time slot's a little bit different. He's 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So it sounds like he might have a gig later on that night.
Possible. Yeah.
So if anyone wants to check out Halikipa, they should call Punahele at 562-760-3620. That's
because
to make reservations.
you do have to make a reservation to go.
Yep.
Yes.
I already have my reservations for Kimo
There's
Williams
no
and
walk-in.
Kailua Moon.
Yep.
Marie, give that number one more time, please.
Punahele to get reservations at Halikipa is 562-760-3620.
Very good. Punahele over
Yeah.
there. Sweet, sweet lady. We love her dearly. She and Betty do a great job at Halikipa.
They do.
And we love it when we can go down there and enjoy an afternoon at Halikipa in Long Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not real, just a comment, shall we say, about Kailua Moon. Didn't they put a CD out? Or is that just a single?
It was a CD. Their CD is charted at number 3 right now on Mele.com.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't it get nominated for?
They did.
They did.
Very good.
Yeah.
Right.
They actually performed at the Nohokus as well.
Yeah.
They did.
Terrific.
So
They do.
You get to hear that experience. I kind of talked with them about that. You can hear the experience on the podcast. So, yeah, you guys get to hear that. Yay!
Exciting.
Nice. Well, thank you, Marie, for bringing us up to date over here. I want to add to that something that we're involved with as well. In fact, Eric and I had lunch with Mark Kiabu the other day, right, Eric?
Yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
Yes, sir.
The other day.
Oh, my God.
It's the second thing to go. Right?
You know, short-term memory is really a short-term memory.
It's a real
A
thing.
mind is a terrible thing to waste, Uncle.
October the 5th, St. Jude Hospital fundraiser. And we are involved with that fundraiser at Hapa's in Gardena. And then more information coming up. That's going to be October the 5th, St. Jude's Hospital fundraiser. Good fun. Lots of talent on board. Somebody named Kimo Williams is going to be sharing his musical genius.
Along with many others, as I'm not sure if he has everybody from last year or the year before lined
Pretty
up.
much.
He said Auntie Jerry and Mahena and
Lisa Lee.
several other great Hawaiian performers. Eolani Pruis was there last year. It was a lot of fun. In fact, you know what? Not last year, but the year before last, which I think was the first year that he did it. My takeaway from that gig was finishing up a song. I love the song. I'm sure everybody else in the audience loved the song as well, because the cheering was louder than I could actually, really handle at the time. And then I realized it was because the Dodgers had hit a home run. Playing in the bar. And I said, wow, it's great because everybody's applauding for me, but they're not looking at me.
You're taking your bows. You're like, yeah.
They're looking the other way. I don't get it. How can they applaud, but they're not even looking at me? So
That's funny you should mention that, because that was the first day that I actually came on board as with Sandwich Islands Network. So
That was day one for
that
Annie.
was it.
That's right. That's right.
Uncle
I'm a little emotionally scarred from that, but I promise it's not going to get in my way this year.
Kimo, you're such a,
I'm sensitive that
you're
way.
a sensitive guy. What a pussycat. You're just, people will just gravitate to you and want to come over and give you a hug and borrow money and stuff. You're
I didn't borrow money.
money.
Priorities. Borrow money.
I think the pidgin English term for that is panty.
Panty.
Whoa!
Oh, you just called you a panty. Oh my goodness.
You know what?
You went there.
If Dan wasn't talking from inside his cell at Halava, we would be throwing down.
You know what? I'll go get you on Visitor's Day. I'll go get you. Visitor's Day, watch.
Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone.
Yeah, we go.
No, I got to tell you, man, our security guy, Eric Yamaguchi, is looking at this and going, oh, man, I can't believe I'm part of this, man. I can't believe it.
You know, Kimo, you said it like you've been there before. Yeah.
Well, I grew up in Aiea, Halava. They're right next to each other.
We enjoy laughter. Laughter is and humor, good comedy is always. You get such, the body releases all those endorphins, and you feel so great. Comedy and good times are synonymous with a gentleman who passed away in 2013 in the month of July, and Dan Lagronio and I were talking about him. Actually, we were talking about him this morning when we had breakfast. Dan, you want to share a little bit about a very good friend of yours?
Yeah. I just can't believe how quickly 6 years have passed since he passed on back in July, in fact, of 2013. Really missed the guy. But what I remember of him was how down to earth he was, how humble he was, and how supporting he was of all the talent, in the South Bay or in Los Angeles or anywhere that he ran into talent or entertainers. He would always give advice, friendly advice, and always be supportive. For a guy, to me, who was initially the first entertainer from Hawaii to become nationally known, or worldwide for that matter. He was a player or an actor in Hawaiian I don't know, baby boomers would know that series. It came out in the early 60s for about 4 years. Hawaiian I. He was the cab driver, Kim, in it. He always had that straw hat on and his ukulele with him. And he was like an informant for the private investigators. I think it was Anthony Isley and Robert Conrad were the two other players, along with Connie Stevens, of course. She was a nightclub singer, I think. I didn't realize that Hawaiian I was the first network series to be filmed in Hawaii. And it ran for 4 years. But he also did, for the first year that it came out, 77 Sunset Strip. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was also in that. I didn't realize. That was Ed Cookie Burns. But also he was an actor, a movie actor. I think one of his more popular movies was with Elvis in Speedway. He also did some other, bit parts, The Gallant Men. He was on the Red Skelton show. This is how it was described in one of the obituaries for him. He was an actor. He was a vocalist. He was a musician, a stand-up comedian, an impressionist. And he was all that. I had never really seen him do a performance until I met him up here. And he asked us to back him up once or twice. But when he does it, he did his full show. It was like a Las Vegas review. He did the whole thing, impressions, jokes. He had his ukulele with the pop-up flag when he did that, Star Spangled Banner. He could do a little bit on the horn, the trumpet, and of course his bongos. Yeah. So he was really, really talented. In fact, Don Ho, when Don Ho was just starting back then, said that the entire cast of Hawaiian I would always go to Don Ho's shows every night. And that's what helped bring the tourists in, not necessarily for Don Ho, but because they wanted to mingle with the cast of Hawaiian I, on those nights. So that's how how much of an impact that this guy had. He also played in Australia, in Japan, in South America, so all over. And again, I cannot help but feel his aloha. When I was in a little band at that time, playing at the Old Bob's, he and his wife Sherry would come in there on weekends, and once he got to know us, it was like, wow. I mean, after our last number, our last set, he would sit there and we would sing out there at his table and harmonize, with him. But great guy. He is.
Yeah. Okay. And we're talking about a young man born in Kohala on the Big Island, and we're talking about none other than Ponce Ponce. And what an amazing musician and entertainer he was. Eric, you also got a chance to hear and to see him play, right, Eric, in the South Bay yourself?
I used to see him at Bob's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was in the audience several times. Yeah, but I also want to mention about Kailua Moon, Kamaka. Remember? You're the one that set it up where they performed at Sarah's Celebration of Life when we had the service in Hawaii. So
that's true.
Really enjoyed them. It's good that they're coming up. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a podcast that is we just dropped this week on Facebook, on social media. We have it on Twitter. We'll throw it up on Instagram as well so our friends can watch. It's about a 28 or 30-minute tribute to Ponce Ponce. And we pulled up an interview that we had with Ponce. And Dan, you did the interview with him that day on the phone. And you're asking him about how he started, and he was sharing all about hanging out with the Rat Pack, Sammy Davis Jr., Joey Bishop, and all of the people that he got a chance to work with. And what a fascinating story. So we'd like our listeners to check out the podcast. We have we've got 9 podcasts now, and every week we add an interesting, about a 28 or 30-minute podcast. But the one this week is celebrating our good friend Ponce Ponce and letting our listeners know more about this pretty amazing musician that left us in 2013, but left behind so many great stories. He touched so many people's lives and their hearts as well. So thanks for sharing that, Dan.
I just have an editorial comment, Kamaka. Actually, Ponce was born on Maui.
Oh, okay.
On Maui, and he grew up on the Big Island, Honoka'asaya. Mm-hmm. And his full name was Ponciano Hernandez.
Wow.
That was his birth name.
Uh-huh. And he got, because in the interview, he tells how he got that name, Ponce Ponce.
Ponce Ponce, right?
Yeah.
It was Jack Warner, the head of Warner Brothers Studios, said that this was a requirement for him to change his name to Ponce Ponce if he wanted to be in Hawaiian I.
Wow.
Well, we want to. We won't give out all the secrets of that great interview with Ponce. Right. So for our listeners, go find that great. It's Sandwich Island Network podcast. It's episode number 9. which is a tribute to Pansy Pants. That's already out
I
there.
have a question. Are you going to post a link to that podcast on our Sandwich Island Network
Yes.
website?
Yeah.
And our Facebook page too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll look for it.
Yeah. Very good. All right. Thanks, Dan.
All right.
Thanks for coming in for that mailbox, because I know you're still waiting for that invitation from Kumukaki.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh my God.
As someone that's been hanging out in Orange County for how long have you been out there, Annie? You've been on.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Decades.
Getting deeper and deeper into.
I feel as though I'm going south. Literally. Literally. I was born and raised in Carson, so you can see the progression, right? It's going south.
Oh,
So,
That's all right. I lived in the OC for a long time, Annie, and you know what? I lived in Carson too.
right. See, and I rarely get out to Carson, but and people rarely come out this way, so I feel so alone. But hey, I do what I do. But I'm able to keep in touch with people via this technology specifically, and I'm on new things, new adventures such as Twitch and all these different lovely online capabilities. So
I was watching some
happy
of your
about
Twitch
that.
videos last night.
Thank you. Oh my
So
God.
much fun.
It
I
is
was watching that duet, girl.
Oh man, her name is YWAI 69. She's from New Zealand, so we got to talk. So I'm like, hey, soul sister, yeah. So
Yeah, the two of you were remarkable. That duet was amazing.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you.
so Annie,
really
you're
pretty.
telling me about one of your recent interviews on Annie Talks.
Yes.
With a family that is heading to Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So let me tell you a little bit of backstory, and I'll show you a quick picture. But a little bit of a backstory is I met them at the Pet Expo in April here in Orange County, and they have these two gigantic dogs. I mean, literally gigantic dogs. And what they were doing there was displaying, of course, their family and whatnot. And then I found out a little bit more about what they're doing. They sold their house here in California. They sold their house, bought an RV. They piled 3 boys, 2 Newfoundland dogs, and husband and wife, and they're trekking across the United States. They're going through every single state, basically spreading love and joy, peace, harmony. They're faith-based. They're Christians, very devout Christians, and they felt very led to do this. And when I was talking to them, I was amazed by just the enormity of, taking, their kids in this big RV, and then the upkeep of the dogs, of course. So this podcast is actually going to drop next week. I'm going to share this picture with you guys now. But this podcast is going to drop next week. You'll see it. Hold on. Can you guys see it? Not yet. Here. Let me bring it over this way. Here we go. There you are. So this is Bea and Joshua Fisher, the mom and dad. The boys, this is Lennox, this is Cruz, and Tegan. And then these 2 dogs, this one here is Ralphie. He's 140 pounds, the brown dog. And the boss, which is, I think their first dog, he is 185 pounds. They're both 4 years old. And I kind of put this here to symbolize that they are going across the U.S. and they are in an RV. So what is happening, she texted me yesterday and told me that she will be in Hawaii, or they will be rather, in Hawaii without the dogs. Unfortunately, they can't travel with the dogs across the ocean. So they're going to be in Hawaii. They're going to be in Maui, staying in Wailea from September 19th through October 1st. And my hope is that we have people, ohana in Maui, that can reach out to them and show them, spread the aloha and show them a really, really good time. They've never been to Hawaii. This is the last of their last of their visit, or the last of the states that they're going to be visiting. And they just really want to relax. They just want to, they've been on the road literally for a year. The backstory is that they came here they had to come back to California. When I saw them in April, they were on the road already, but they had to come back to California because they got into an RV accident. Somebody rear-ended them. So they were back here and they had to get their RV fixed and whatnot. And they were here for 6 weeks. To get while they were getting their RV fixed, and this is how I ran into them. And they were so kind enough to have me interview them, and it was just a lovely conversation. They're such a beautiful family, and like I said, they're going to be in Hawaii in September 19th through the 1st, October 1st, and I was hoping that we could get the word out there and make sure that we spread the aloha to them, please. And this is going to be on my podcast starting. Or this is on my podcast, actually. I just dropped it yesterday. So this is on my Annie Talks YouTube channel, my Annie Talks TV YouTube channel, and my podcast, my Annie Talks podcast. And you can listen to their ventures there. So I hope you guys can take a listen, and you'll fall in love with this family. They're just absolutely wonderful people.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that, Annie. And just for our listeners, Annie Talks, Annie Rivera has her own YouTube channel with a number of interviews that she has had over. How long have you been doing Annie Talks?
Annie Talks is my YouTube channel's been in existence for 2 years. My podcast is over about 1.5 years, maybe close to 2 years. Actually, no, 3 years YouTube, and then now my podcast too.
So a lot of very interesting interviews with interesting folks in the community. And she's done just some great. You also did I saw the great interview with the Lee sisters. With Emmy
yes, I did. Absolutely. And then yours truly, Mr. Uncle Kamaka Brown. I did one. Uncle Kamaka Brown. I've yet to get Kimo Williams into the studio. So, but yes, we've had a number of people. We even broadcast at NAM, at the National Association of Music Merchants, and we were there. We interviewed our very own audio extraordinaire engineer, Christopher Trainer. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Lots and lots of interviews. Yeah.
So, how can our listeners find you?
Easy. Just you can find me in any platform. Basically, you just type in Annie Talks. You'll find me everywhere. I'm on iTunes, Google Play, everywhere. YouTube, everywhere.
Okay, very good. All right. Well, thank you very much, Annie. And something is coming up in the next couple of months that is really, really an important event for the Sandwich Islands Network Radio. It will be actually our one and only fundraiser to help us because we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and I've asked none other than the infamous, the ambidextrous, the hermetically sealed Kimo Williams to head up this massive undertaking, and I mean that in the kindest way when I say undertaking. Kimo, tell us about this. November 9th, it's called Mele Calikimaka.
That's clever, isn't it?
Absolutely clever.
With a C-A-L-I. Who comes up with that stuff?
Those puns.
Apparently you do.
There it is.
You do.
So this is a holiday. This is a holiday concert that is featuring Hawaiian music entertainers that live and breathe in Southern California, and it's going to be held. Let's see, it's November 9th, right? It's going to be held on that Saturday, 5 to 8, at the Gardena Valley Japanese Cultural Institute. Is that right? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Correctamundo. Yep.
And it's going to be a huge production. It's going to be beautiful. It's the perfect concert to bring your family to for the holidays, and it's going to feature everybody out of Southern California that partakes in Hawaiian music. And we're going to have vendors. There will be Christmas shopping. I think Marie Clarke is helping us with some of our vendors. Lots of Hawaiian Christmas gear and cheer. And speaking of Hawaiian cheer, we're going to have wine tasting there.
Oh, nice.
and that'll be fun. We've got food. You can order ahead and make sure that you've got food. And if you're bringing a lot of people, you can call and get your tickets early. We've got tickets available on Eventbrite, and that I believe is at melekalikimaka.eventbrite.com, where you can get ahead. Now, this is a fairly large venue, but we're fully anticipating that it's going to sell out. So if it sounds like something that you're interested in, you can go to the Sandwich Island Network Facebook page. You can go to the Ohana Club Facebook page. You can go to the Kimo Williams Music Facebook page, and you can find your tickets on Eventbrite for the Mele Kalikimaka, and that's November 9th. And it's the first one that we're doing. Hopefully we'll do one every year. And it's a great time of year to do this type of a party, really. It's a holiday party, and we're going to have everybody there that you know and love from Southern California.
Yes.
Look at that.
And our vendors, our vendors are going to be
That's a nice
holiday
lineup.
marketplace.
Mm.
Yeah.
So a holiday marketplace, Reed. Cool.
Yes, holiday marketplace. So bring your kala so you can buy some holiday gifts. We're going to have some of your favorite vendors there. We're also going to have a spotlight raffle where you can buy raffle tickets. And our vendors are donating lovely items for the spotlight raffle. And obviously all of the proceeds go to support Sandwich Islands Network Radio.
Now, that being said, I wanted to also add that Mele Kalikimaka and all of the performers that are in the show are all donating a song to our holiday album, our CD.
Yes.
That is going to be available at the show. And all of the music that you hear in the show is available for download. And we'll have those special holiday download packages available for anybody that wants to buy one.
I think the CD would make a great gift for the holidays.
How cool. How cool. And look at the lineup there. If you can see that flyer over there, we've got the one and only Auntie Jerry, our good friend Kamaki Keave, our brother Teeny Gray, the Kimo Williams, Aulani Kayaka Pruas, we've got the Lisi Lee, Butchie Canencia, Jimmy Ing, and
Kiahi Rosette from San Diego.
Yeah, he's going to come in. What a great entertainer he is. So going to be a fun party. And food catered by Kapu Aloha Catering, our good friends, right, Pualilia? They put out some great food.
My sister and brother, Eric and Letha Rickard.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Now, even though the food is kapu, you can still eat it. So don't worry. Don't let that get in the way. Right?
It's actually kapu, not kapu as in forbidden, kapu with the kako over the U, which is completely different.
Nice.
But you know, I'm a little bit jealous that you guys all get to be there for the Mele Kalikimaka concert.
Well, I heard that somebody's going to be doing a 10-city tour promoting
That's right.
Hawaii Island and all of the wonderful opportunities to visit there. Would you happen to know, Pua, anybody that would be doing such a tour?
I kind of do. I've had the opportunity given to me, I don't know how or why, by the Hawaii Tourism Authority and our localized office here, Hawaii Island Visitors Bureau, in conjunction with other properties and cultural practitioners and all this. We're doing 10 cities in 10 days up the West Coast. I'm going to be promoting Hawaii Island. I was asked to represent not only my property, the Hilton Waikuloa Village, but this island. And I asked them, like, are you sure you're up to me? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, fasten your seatbelts because here I come.
You're the ambassador of Aloha. You're the ambassador of Aloha. That's why.
Nice.
You know, I don't know how this happened. I really don't. But either way, I am going to be coming, and that will be in September. I will be coming to the West Coast. We're starting in San Diego, going all the way up. We will be ending our trip in Seattle. I'm hoping to see some of my family and friends. I'm, again, still a little jealous about the Mele Kalikimaka in November. We'll see what happens, though. I'm not sure if I can swing it. I will I will rake myself over hot coals just to get there. Because, you know, one of the things about moving home, as much as I love it here, I miss you guys so much.
Aw.
We miss you too.
But you know what's really, really cool is we're able to get together like this and share with our listeners whatever's going on, you know, in the communities that we're at. Any sharing about any talks, Pualilia sharing about things that are happening, right, on Mokukeawe, and also we got Marie Clarke that has her pulse on
glitchy.
on the community.
We're getting
Max
glitches.
Headroom. Looks like Max Headroom.
You know
Thanks
what?
for laughing, Kimo. I know you got that
Like, we're
reference.
like dating ourselves now. Like, you know, if you remember Max Headroom, you're like,
I have been
dude.
dating myself for a long time.
Okay,
You
there
want
we
to know
go.
about your
All
personal
right.
life, Kimo.
He's back. He's back. He's back.
We're doing an MTV thing here now, so
Yeah.
let's go out. All right, we're going to wrap it up right here. We certainly enjoyed being with all of you here at the SIN Krew virtual studio session on V93FM.com, the Sandwich Islands Network, where we stream contemporary island music 24/7, and you can hear all of the SIN Krew. We never sleep on Sandwich Island Network. We are there 24/7 just for you. And for our broadcast right now, I want to say mahalo to Pualilia Hernandez. Mahalo all the way on the big Hawaii island. And coming all the way in from the OC, Annie Rivera. Mahalo, Annie.
Thank you.
From his secret hideaway deep in Sunland, California. Uncle Dan Lagronio.
Uncle Dan.
And they're in the safe room in Burbank, California with his granny. Kimo Williams.
Still safe.
Emmy. His Emmy. Is that an Emmy?
With an Emmy.
With an Emmy.
Hiding with that Emmy, grasping that Emmy.
With his Emmy. And Marie Clarke, Ms. Lucky Mango, thank you so much for being with us this evening.
Thank
We love you
you.
guys. Uncle Eric Yamaguchi, thanks for riding shotgun there, being security for us.
Mahalo.
Keeping us all right. So from the SIN Krew, from our virtual studio session here, we'll say aloha to everyone. Ahui ho, and we'll catch you next time on V93FM.com, the Sandwich Islands Network Radio. Aloha, everybody.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love.